You want to know how to clean data and create a data model in Power Query? You're in the right place. Today I will walk you through the whole process and I will give you a few tips on how you can speed up the process. And if you stick around till the end, I will show you why this process is critical for getting accurate results. Without any further ado, let's begin by connecting to our data. For that you need to click on Get Data and from there select your connector and then press Connect. Then connect to the file you want to open and then connect to the tables you want to import in Power BI. I know that you're tempted to press Load, but my recommendation is to press Transform Data. This will open Power Query Editor, and as you can see on the left hand side we already have the tables that we wanted to import in Power BI. What we'll do next is go through every table and do all the necessary changes to change the data from a messy one to one that will produce accurate results. Now it's time for the first tip of the day. Go to the View tab on the Home ribbon and from there select Column Quantity. This will show you if you have valid data, if you have errors or if you have empty rows. Next, select Column Distribution. This will show you the distribution of your column between unique values and distinct values. And the final selection is Column Profile, which will give you the column statistics like count, minimum, maximum or average. I usually begin by checking the column type. For example, numbers ID should be whole number as we see over here. Everything seems to be in order with the area managers table, so we will move to the areas table. There are two things that I immediately noticed. First one, the area manager ID's type is text instead of whole number. The second one, the area ID manager for line number 3 is 0, and as we seen in the previous table there is no such ID. So let's begin by replacing the incorrect value. In order to do that, you need to right click on the column header and from there select Replace Values. In the pop-up window, in the value to find field, we will put 0 and we will replace it with 4. After that, we will change the area manager ID type. To do that, you need to press on ABC and from there select whole number. If you feel like you've made a mistake, in the applied steps you will see that Power Query recorded all the steps that you have taken so far. So if you want to revert the last step that you've done, all you need to do is click on the X button next to it. Now let's change it back to whole number as it should be. With the areas table looking as it should be, then we move to the company table. Based on the type of report you need to produce, you might see that some of the columns are not necessary for you. So what we need to do is remove all the unnecessary columns, and I will show you multiple ways to do it. The reason for deleting unnecessary data is because the less data we have in the model, the better the performance is. The first option is to select the column you want to remove, right click on the header and then select Remove Column. This can also be achieved by going to the Home tab and clicking on Remove Columns. You can remove more than one column at a time by holding Ctrl key and selecting the columns you want to remove, then right click on the header of one of them and select Removed Columns. And another way to do it is to select the columns you want to keep and after that right click on the header of any of them and select Remove Other Columns. Now let's move forward and go through each and every column and do the necessary changes. First column we have to look at, it's area. As you can see we have two visible errors. First we have area number 11, which we know is not accurate. And then we have as area KA, which again is not an ID that you can find in the areas table. First way to fix this is by replacing the values. So right click on the column header and then in the pop-up window replace value 11 with 6. Now let me show you how you can achieve this by changing different values based on conditions. In order to do that, select the last step that you have taken, replace the value, and then select both 11 and 6, the values that we wanted to change with the value that we changed it to, and replace it with the following formula. Each followed by the column name, which will check each row in that column. and then each if area equals 11 then 6, else if area equals KA then 7, else area. This will first check if the area equals 11 and then we'll change it to 6. If that is not the case, then we'll check if the area equals to KA and change it to 7. And if that is not correct, it will leave it as it was before. And the last step we need to take for the area column is change its type from text to whole number. Next, in the account type column, we can see that there are empty rows. Let's scroll down and see which rows are empty. As you can see, the company with the company ID TTS11 has no account type, and judging by the fact there is no credit limit as well, we can assume that the account type is pro forma trade. And we need to change that, so we right click on the column header and then we click replace, and we replace no with pro forma trade. Next, in the credit limit column, we will replace the null values with 0 and then change the type to fixed decimal number, which is the equivalent of currency in Excel. In the discount type column, you can see we have empty rows, so we can scroll down and see which ones are null. Based on the rest of the information, we can decide what to replace the null values with, and in this case, we will replace the null values with trade. In the special discount column, we will replace the null values with 0 and then we will change the column type to percentage. In the status column, as you can see, we have empty rows and we will replace the null values with clear. And finally, in the industry sector ID column, we can see there are no errors, no empty rows, so we can move forward. Now let's check the industry sector table, and as you can see, everything looks to be in order. Before we continue, let me ask you for a favor. If you enjoyed the video so far, please consider subscribing to the channel. This would help the channel grow and would allow me to produce more video like this in the future. Now let's get back to cleaning data. First thing we want to do when we open the orders table is to change the column profiling from the top 1000 rows to the entire dataset. And as you can see now, we don't have information on just 1000 rows, but on all 29,485 rows. Now, as you can see, the order date has the date and the time that the order was raised at. Now, in general, in reports, we don't use the time for any kind of filtering unless it's specifically required. So I would suggest right-click, transform, and then select date only. This means that in the future, when we will filter by date, we won't have any errors in the information returned. Next, we want to change the null values in the sales total, admin charge, carriage charge, and order total. And after that, we will change the column types to fixed decimal number. And the last step in the orders table is to transform the invoice date to date only. In the products table, in the part code, as you can see, not all values are unique. So what we need to do is remove duplicates. To do that, you need to right-click on the part code and then press Remove Duplicates. Next, in the stock column, we will replace the null value with 0 and then we will change the column type from text to whole number. Next, in the sales table, we need to change the quantity column type to whole number and the discount column type to percentage. And now everything looks in order. But is it though? Well, I can tell you that it is not, and let's do the column profiling based on the entire dataset so you can see exactly what I mean. So, as you can see, in the quantity column, discount column, and line value column, we have empty values. So we need to replace the null values with zeros and then change the column types again to exactly what it should be. In this case, for the quantity column, it should be whole number, for the discount column, it should be percentage, and for the line value, it should be fixed decimal number. If you look in the applied step area, you will see that we've changed the type for the discount column twice. We can go back and click on the X button next to the first time we change the type and remove it. When you are deleting a step though, you need to be very careful because it will affect all the other steps that are following after that step. With this final step completed, all we need to do now is click on Close and Apply, which will finally load the data into our dataset. Once you press Close and Apply, Power Query will close, and as you can see, the data will appear in the data pane on the right hand side in Power BI desktop. Next step is to create the data model. That means creating relationships between various tables. Some tables won't be visible on the main page, so what you will need to do is drag them over from the right hand side. If you want to create a relationship between two tables, let's say orders and sales, we can do it based on the order ID. So click on the order ID on the orders table, hold and drag over the order ID in the sales table. This will create a relationship with the cardinality of one to many. This means that in the orders table, the order ID is only available once, whilst in the sales table it is available multiple times. Let's shuffle the tables a bit and move on to the next relationship. This relationship will be between the products table and the sales table, and we will use the part code to create that relationship, which will be again one to many. Then using the company ID, we will create a relationship between company and sales. And then we will create a relationship between areas and company by using area ID. And using the area manager ID, we will create a relationship between area managers and areas. And finally, using the industry sector ID, we will create a relationship with the company tables. At the beginning of the video, I told you I will show you what are the consequences of not cleaning your data before starting creating your reports. As you can see over here, we have a visual that depicts the sales by industry sector. This is based on cleaned data. Now let's load the unclean data and you will see that the results are completely different. First, let's copy the visual and then head to the Build a Visual pane on the right hand side. And then let's select the same information from the messy tables. As you can very well see, the results are nowhere near being the same. So this goes to show that cleaning your data can have a massive impact on the accuracy and reliability of your data. This is why cleaning the data and creating the data model is a crucial step in report designing. With the data cleaned and with the data model created, all that's left to do is start creating reports. If you want to see what I could do with this particular set of data without using any measures or DAX, just watch the previous video, which is Power BI tutorial for beginners. You can find the link in the description box below, or you can find it in the Power BI for Beginners series. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share or subscribe. This is Telian signing out. See you in the next video. Cheerio!